going on, Jeromes? So it's been a sort of bittersweet start for the season for the Minnesota Vikings, and quarterback the future J. McCarthy, still believe in him. And also, again, could you imagine what the conversation would be like if the Vikings didn't have that fourth quarter with McCarthy? Yeah, but sort of uneven. Also got injured second game against the Falcons. High ankle sprain, going to be out 2 to 4 weeks. And again, this is how much the media has lied to everyone over the past couple of years, where it's like, oh, it's a high ankle sprain, and all the conspiracy theorists, well, I don't see an ankle, just an excuse to bench him. We literally do not trust anything that Adam Schefter says. But with McCarthy up on blocks the next couple of weeks, you do have a chance for Carson Wentz, Redhead Redemption 2, Electric Boogaloo. What are the odds that we get to use this meme format 2 years in a row? Who's it going to be next year? Andy Dalton? Or, oh, no, who's that TCU quarterback? Oh, I guess it was Andy Dalton. No, there's another one. Doesn't matter. Anyways. So the Vikings schedule coming up. So McCarthy's already been basically ruled out for the Bengals game. And Kevin O'Connell did say that he's not going on short-term IR, which would cost him 4 games. But with Bengals game out of the way, then you're traveling overseas. So you have the Steelers week 4 in Dublin. You have the Browns week 5 in London. Now, theoretically, with a 2 to 4 week injury, could he return week 5 against the Browns? That doesn't make a lot of sense, especially ahead of the bye week, week 6, and then at home against the Eagles, week 7. And Schefter, even though we said don't believe a word he says, but this is what he said about McCarthy and his return on the Adam Schefter podcast this week. I'm told it's a high ankle sprain. And him being a Michigan man, I mean, his source is probably JJ himself. For JJ McCarthy, it's 2 to 4 weeks. And if you look at the schedule, I think you can get a hint and glean some insight about when we potentially could see JJ McCarthy back this week. This week they have Cincinnati at home. He's not going to play. After that, the Vikings travel to Dublin, play the Pittsburgh Steelers overseas. And the week after that, they play in London against the Cleveland Browns. I just said that. Then they have a bye. My first question is he even going to make the trip over there, or are they going to leave him at home with his new baby, rehabbing his ankle sprain so that they can be ready for after the bye, play home game October 19th against the Philadelphia Eagles? Doesn't that make sense? So he can miss 3 games, get 5 weeks off, and come back at home against the Eagles. Now, that does jive. So we always say, believe actions, not words. And the fact that the Vikings did not place him on short-term IR, as they made some roster moves today. Aaron Jones went on short-term IR. It does leave the door open that he could miss the next 3 games, Bengals, Steelers, Browns, and then return against the Eagles. Now, if they put him on short-term IR, it's not weeks, it's number of games. So he'd have to miss 4 games. So he would be out against the Eagles. And we've even talked before. Well, so first off, here's a rule of thumb for Kevin O'Connell. You do not bring back J.J. McCarthy without Darisaw present. And yeah, everything that's been going in, like Darisaw 11 months out from that ACL, MCL, like he sounds like he's ready to go. So Darisaw could be returning at any point. Could be this week, could be during the European excursion, could be week 7 against the Eagles. But you do not trot your franchise quarterback out there again with Justin School at left tackle. And again, J.J. McCarthy, second most sacks in the league with 9, 5th most pressure quarterback at 40% of his dropbacks. How is anyone going to succeed with that? Right? Everyone's already writing him off. Good thing he didn't write back. Hopefully not. Yeah. But off the soapbox, yeah. Do not return McCarthy until Darisaw is back for sure. Right? So schedule-wise, it's going to be interesting because Carson Wentz has a chance to have a sun run. Right? Because veteran quarterback, maybe a little bit more used to NFL pressure. And also, I to a degree, playing McCarthy more in preseason could help him out, but also you're playing vanilla defenses and generally up against backups as well. So it's not going to really get him ready for the cauldron that is NFL regular season football. And as Bruce Arians has said, BA is like, hey, he needs snaps. He needs reps, right? And it's entirely possible and plausible that Carson Wentz looks good with this Vikings offense, because all talk all offseason is that he's got the keys. McCarthy has the keys to the Lamborghini. Just keep it on the road, 10-2. Why can't Carson Wentz do that? And Wentz, being a veteran, understanding pressure, maybe he's a little bit better in that situation. Also, larger quarterback, still has some ability. It's completely conceivable that he, with Justin Jefferson, Hawkinson, Addison gets back after this week, he could look really damn good against the Bengals, Steelers, and Browns. There's a whole generation of Irish and English football fans could say, "Begarda, that Carson Wentz, he of the red hair, but very Germanic last name. Begarda, he's the greatest quarterback of all time." Schlancha. Yeah. But I don't know what that was. It sounded like a leprechaun. But it's entirely possible and plausible that he looks really good next 3 games. Vikings go 3-0. And then Kevin O'Connell would have a bit of a decision. Because say that McCarthy does get that 5 weeks to heal up that high ankle sprain, and he's ready to go for week 7. But Eagles at home, I mean, the Eagles have a great defense. Also, the Carson Wentz revenge game storylines are certainly there. Do you play for the short term with Carson Wentz, or who could be playing like this, or could it be JJ McCarthy, where he still needs experience? There's going to be some highs and some lows, but do you play for short term with Wentz, or do you play for long and medium term with JJ McCarthy? It could be a decision. Certainly within the realm of possibility. Also, there's a chance that Wentz is ass. Thank you. And then we start the Max Brosmer show, and it really is the Brock Purdy story arc. JJ McCarthy, Trey Lance, Carson Wentz, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Brosmer is Brock Purdy. But obviously rooting for the best, and hopefully JJ McCarthy. I still believe in his potential. He just needs reps and experience, and not a freaking offensive line that leaks like a sieve. 4th most offensive line spending in the league, and it's Garbaggio. And it's not just because Darisaw is out, but looking at Will Fries, looking at Brian O'Neill, everyone needs to get their ish together and go from there, including Kevin O'Connell, especially Kevin O'Connell. But other than that, I have no thoughts. But also, I mean, there's a scenario where we don't see J.J. McCarthy until November. Because say that Carson Wentz is holding down the job, like 3-0, heading into Eagles game, and then you have the Eagles game, sure, and then short week you have the Chargers on the road, right? So do you want McCarthy's first start back to be on the road, even though it'll be a lot of purple in the stands because Chargers don't have home field advantage? But Chargers defense really damn good. And then November 2nd, like, do you want to start him on the road in Detroit? Right? And then you're at home against the Ravens. So there's so much going on. And Schefter brings up a good point. Are you even going to take McCarthy on the trip? Right? With a high ankle sprain, with that long of a flight, everyone's ankles swell during long international flights. I don't think that would be conducive for rehabbing that ankle, even if he's in a boot or a bariatric blah 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 for the duration. I just don't see it on the off chance that he returns against the Browns. So I think McCarthy is just going to stay home during the 2-week European trip, rehab that ankle, spend some time with the kid. Family's extremely important. Family's number one. And I don't know. There's lots of scenarios that could go on right now. So we'll see. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. When will we see JJ McCarthy again? When will I see you again? Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best to do. Skol, production value.